In a world of relentless competition and fleeting greatness, two names now rise above the rest, Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. Not just players, not just champions, but the living embodiment of tennis' modern golden age. The sport has entered a new era, and at its heart stands a rivalry so fierce, so poetic, and so unrelenting, that it now defines the very soul of the game. This isn't just about rankings anymore. Sinner and Alcaraz aren't simply number 1 and number 2 in the world. They're architects of a legacy still being written, warriors locked in a beautifully violent dance for dominance, torchbearers of a sport once ruled by Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. And now, the throne belongs to them. Earlier this month, on the sacred clay of Roland Garros, history was rewritten. For the 12th time, Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz stepped across the net from one another. But this wasn't just another match. This was the French Open final. This was destiny, drama, and defiance all rolled into 5 hours and 32 minutes of unforgettable tennis. It started with the Italians' fire. Sinner, crisp and composed, took the first set 6-4, dictating with calm precision. The red dirt beneath his feet seemed made for him, as he painted the lines and silenced the roars with a racket that spoke louder than any crowd. And when he took the second set in a gripping tiebreak, 7-6, many believed it was done. That this was the coronation of the calm, calculating Sinner. That Alcaraz had finally been solved. But that's where the magic of this rivalry lies. Because Carlos Alcaraz doesn't fold. He flames. Down 2 sets in a Grand Slam final, against the current world number 1, most would crumble. But Alcaraz. He rose. He fought. He clawed. With every sliding forehand and screaming fist pump, the Spaniard summoned something that only champions know, the refusal to lose. He took the third set 6-4, dragging the final into deeper waters, testing not just his opponent's legs but his belief. The fourth was a war of wills, one that didn't blink until a second tiebreak cracked it open. And just like that, Carlos Alcaraz had tied the match. Then came the fifth, a set that felt like a movie. That played like mythology. It wasn't just tennis. It was theater, combat, and art. Both players dug into their souls, serving bombs, chasing drop shots, hitting impossible angles. The crowd at Court Philippe Chatrier was spellbound, gasping at every point, rising to their feet time and again, fully aware they were witnessing greatness in real time. And as the fifth set tiebreak unfolded, the world held its breath. Match point. Alcaraz delivered. 4-6, 6-7, 6-4, 7-6, 7-6. Carlos Alcaraz had done it. Again. And as he fell to the clay, exhausted and emotional, he knew, as did Sinner, as did the world, that this was more than just a win. This was an epic. A classic. A chapter that will be retold for decades. This wasn't their first battle. It won't be their last. But it may be their most defining one yet. Because it proved, beyond all shadow of doubt, that Carlos Alcaraz is a fighter like no other, and that Jannik Sinner is a genius who demands every drop of your soul if you hope to beat him. Together, they've now shared the last 6 Grand Slam titles. They are the only two names that matter on the biggest stages. One moment it's Alcaraz with the crown. The next, it's Sinner. But always, it comes down to these two. Gone are the days of wondering who would take over after the big three. The answer is here. It's loud. It's clear. It's beautiful. Sinner and Alcaraz. And this rivalry. It's only just beginning. In an age where tennis begged for new kings, it received two, born to compete, destined to clash. Whether it's hard court, clay, or grass, whether in Melbourne or Paris, New York or London, these two have given tennis fans something they thought might never return, a rivalry to believe in. Alcaraz's explosiveness versus Sinner's serenity. One a whirlwind of pace and unpredictability. The other, a blade of precision and poise. Fire and ice. Speed and strategy. Brawn and brain. And yet, despite their contrast, what binds them is greater than what divides them. The respect. The hunger. The knowledge that they are shaping an era where their names will forever be linked. There are no easy matches between them. No predictable scripts. Every meeting is a test of limits, a rewriting of possibilities. Each time they face off, tennis itself levels up. This French Open final, it may go down as the greatest match of their rivalry so far. But it's clear there are more to come, on faster surfaces, under brighter lights, on bigger stages. Because when these two meet, it's not just a match, it's a moment in sports history. Jannik Sinner will return. He will study the loss, fuel it into fire, and step forward once again. He is not just a challenger, he is a champion waiting for the next bell. And Carlos Alcaraz. He has etched his name into the clay of Paris once again. Not just as a winner, but as a warrior who took on everything, and gave even more. The world watched. The crowd erupted. And tennis was reborn, because two young titans refused to let it be anything less than glorious. Tennis doesn't just have a future, it has a rivalry that could define a generation. Thank you, Alcaraz. Thank you, Sinner. The court is yours. We are just lucky to witness it.